Welcome, everybody. My name is Albert Coria, and I'm going to be your instructor for the next 7 weeks and teaching you about technical design in the fashion industry. Just a little bit about myself. I have been working in the industry for, oh my gosh, probably longer than I'd like to admit, but I guess that probably works out great for all of you because you really want to know about industry and, how the industry works from a professional. So I've probably been doing this for a little over 20 years. um, I went ahead and started my career at BCBG. So, what does the BOM stand for? It is the Bill of Materials. And what is the purpose of the BOM? Well, the purpose of the BOM is it's a comprehensive list of materials, trims, and components required to produce a garment. It ensures the accurate costing, quality control, and efficiency for production. It also ensures accuracy in material procurement, or making sure that we have enough fabric, or the the factory is buying enough of the supplies to create the garment. It also helps costing and budgeting, and it minimizes material waste and production errors. Here's an example of a BOM. You can see that we have all these things kind of listed out. And so we're going to really deep dive. That's really what this class today is really just understanding the bill of materials and everything that's inside of it. Now we're going to get into packaging and care labels. So I think some of you are kind of talking about care labels and what do we do with them? So I think in general, most garments will have a main label and then also the size label. So these kinds of things are kind of often combined into, they're usually right next to each other. If you kind of notice, if you ever look at a shirt that you have or a dress that you have, but there's different variations of how these labels can be created. And I just want to kind of take note on some of the things that are here. So you'll have the different size of your label. Some brands will often have different size labels for different types of garments. So for maybe a polo t-shirt, you're going to have a small little label. But for an outerwear jacket, you literally wouldn't want that small little label because you have this huge outerwear piece. So you probably would want like a bigger patch to kind of show off your brand. So you have your main size label. So like I was saying, is you really want to indicate the size, because if you have a smaller label for like a polo, you don't want to have that small label for like an outerwear piece. So you really kind of just want to make sure you're defining the size of the label, especially once you've already created these labels. You want to make sure you're using the right one. And then placement is also very, very big. You always want to call out where it's being placed and how it's being placed. So this one specifically has 2 hidden tacks that adhere the label to the garment. Sometimes you'll just see a full top stitch around it. It really just kind of depends on how you want to adhere this label. Internal stitches. So this is where I totally nerd out, so I do apologize. But this is probably one of my favorite things. So we're going to talk about threads. And so at the end of the slides, I've included this link to for stitches and seams. And right here, there's actually a stitch matrix, and it has all of the stitches I'm going to go over today. And I believe so it's a great, great, great tool when you're kind of starting to create your garment and really to make sure that it's constructed the way that you want it to be constructed. Creating and exporting flats from Illustrator. So there's several different types of programs out there where you can use to create flats. I'm going to kind of go over a couple that can be used. Please understand that there are a lot more out there. And I haven't even used all of them as well. But I think the number one kind of winner chicken dinner that's always used is Adobe Illustrator. This is kind of the gold standard in fashion industry. It's vector based, so it's perfect for clean lines. And because of the vector base, it enables you to zoom in and zoom out and scale the garment a lot easier. It also enables layering and callouts. So layering is actually a really great thing. Currently, at my company, we have The designers will create the sketch for us, and then as a technical designer, I'll go in there and do all the call outs about the garment, kind of similar to your homework from last time. But today's class is all about issues. So we're going to keep talking about issues. So let's take a look at some of the examples of top garments that had really bad fits. We'll get a little bit more into this, and this is really sometimes this is a grading issue, and kind of what ends up happening is, excuse me, a lot of companies will, as they do the grade, they'll just keep increasing the specs, and that's not always the best. That's not really how we grow as people. As you get to a certain size, your body grows differently. And so, if you're grading your neck a 1/4 inch, by the time you get to 2x, if you kept doing that grade, your neck would like come out to here. I actually had when we were doing our extended sizing, I was looking at some samples from another store, and that's exactly what they did. And the tank top that I had put the model put on was like way out to here, the neck. And I'm like, what is going on? I look forward to seeing all you tomorrow, and we're going to really deep dive and get you that experience that you want.